Good evening and welcome to our class of 2025 graduation. At this time, At this time, I'd like to invite up our senior members of the Chamber Singers, and everybody could please rise for the singing of our national anthem.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
How about another round of applause for our senior members of our Chamber Singers? Beautiful job. At this time, I'd like to welcome up our Student Council President, Fred Ogrins, to give some welcoming remarks. Fred? You got it, kid.
Good evening. I'd like to welcome the members of the Board of Education, administration, faculty, staff, family, and friends. Thank you all for being here to celebrate and honor the class of 2025. My name is Fred Ogrins, and I'm proud to serve as the Student Council Executive President. I don't remember everything from when we first walked into High Point back in 2021, but one thing that stuck with me was something Mr. Talamay said at freshman orientation. He said that this moment, graduation, would be here before we knew it. At the time, it felt impossible, and yet, here we are. The past 4 years now feel like a blur, which lead right up to this moment. A day that seemed so far away is suddenly today. It's strange to realize this might be the last time we're all together in the same place. Unless there's a class reunion, but let's be honest, half of us will forget, and the other half will pretend we didn't see the invite. We've faced a lot to get here. It's easy to overlook, but we started our high school journey still wearing masks, coming off of nearly 2 years of remote and hybrid learning. We've come a long way since then, and we didn't do it alone. I want to take a moment to thank the people who helped us get here, our teachers, our families, our friends, and everyone who helped us in even small ways. This moment is bittersweet. We're saying goodbye to a school that has been our home for the last 4 years, a place filled with friendships, growth, and memories. But hey, at least we won't have to sprint to class to beat the bell or deal with the chaos of the senior parking lot anymore. I hope we hold on to the memories we've made and the connections we've all built. As life takes us in different directions, we may not see each other in the hallways anymore, but we'll still catch glimpses of each other's lives on social media. Yearbook signatures shifted from hags to have a great life, and while that seems dramatic, it's also a reminder of how much we've all grown. Today, we heard our final bell. There's no more counting down the seconds until 2:27. Yes, that time is probably etched into all of our brains. For those of you who don't know, that's the time that our dismissal bell rings. But moving forward, when I see 2:27 on the clock, I know I'll think of this chapter of our lives. So take this moment in, celebrate it, be proud of the journey we've taken and the memories we've created. The next bell you hear might be your alarm clock, and unfortunately, there's no 5-minute grace period. Congratulations, class of 2025, we made it.
Great job, Freddie. Thank you very much. Next, I'd like to invite up our class president, Sophia Fiorentino. Sophia? You got it, please.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sophia Fiorentino, and I have had the honor of serving as president for the class of 2025 over the past year. Though we come from a variety of backgrounds and define ourselves differently, whether we are a teammate, a performer, an academic, an artist, a friend, or any of the other wonderful qualities that make us all unique, we are all High Point graduates of the class of 2025, and that will always unite us. As I stand here with my fellow graduates one last time, from those I've gotten to know better here at High Point, to those that I started my very first year of school with, I can only speak for myself and my experiences, but I hope that at least a few of the memories we all share together can be looked back on fondly. We have seen and been a part of so many accomplishments, both individually and as a class. We have witnessed history. From being the first incoming class to begin emerging from the effects of the pandemic, to being firsthand witnesses to a truly unbelievable number of bathroom policy changes, I think that we have most definitely seen it all. As freshmen and sophomores winning the Clash of Classes at homecoming games over the upperclassmen, bringing back the snowball for a couple of years, to state championship games, this is truly a remarkable class. Many memories have been made throughout our time at High Point, especially these last couple of years. The gleaming white of our prom venue, getting out of class to watch the baseball game at the end of last year, painting our parking spots, taping Mr. Emma to the wall for a fundraiser, the magic of seeing a rainbow across New York during the dinner cruise. The list is endless. And blasting music in the back of buses, Dunkin' runs with friends, excitement over finally being able to sleep in or leave early during study hall, sifting through options that will determine the courses of our lives, forming new friendships and relationships, filling teachers in on all the student drama. All are small moments that have built into this moment, sitting here together, ready to become graduates and move out into the world. Emily Dickinson wrote, "Forever is composed of nows." 4 years ago, Now was sitting in the auditorium during freshman orientation, being lectured on the importance of checking your emails and communicating with your teachers. And now is sitting here one last time with our class and preparing for the nows of the future. My hope for all of you is to not forget the nows of high school, but instead use them to carry you through to forever and look back on these times with gratitude and the comfort of knowing that we were once a part of something larger than just ourselves as individuals, but of a class, our class of. And the next time we meet, I hope that we will all be able to share incredible tales of our lives after leaving High Point and continue to grow using everything that this school has taught us. Congratulations again to the class of 2025, and thank you, High Point, for all of the nows that have become memories you have given us.
Excellent job, Sophia. Thank you very much. We'd like to now have our choral selection by our concert choir. But another round of applause for our concert choir as they go back. Awesome job. Thank you, Mr. Carly, Dory Martin. I'd like to invite up Mr. Gabe Reinstein, who is our salutatorian, to the podium. Gabe is going to come on up in a unity effort with another student that's going to also do his speech with him. Gabe has earned the title and honor of salutatorian here at High Point Regional High School and worked through many challenges along the way to get there. So we're very proud of Gabe, and he's going to have Kyle come as well. So Gabe, ready to go? There we go.
After 4 long years, we have finally crossed the finish line. These past 4 years have been challenging. Whether it has been in the classroom or the field or countless other events through the halls of High Point, we have all fought through adversity. Now, at long last, we're at the culmination of our efforts. Now we enter a new phase of our lives. We will all go on different paths. Some will be going to college, and others will be going straight into the workforce. Others may be going to the military or taking a gap year to explore the world. High Point has given us all the foundation to stand on, and it is now our responsibility to branch out and become the people we are always meant to be. We will no longer be locked into the routine of 7:35 to 2:37, Monday to Friday. We will no longer walk the same halls as our classmates. In these coming years, we will all face new hardships, predicaments, and doubts. We may be forced to face these challenges independently without the aid of teachers and friends. This will be difficult, but do not fret. These hardships we have battled through together have prepared us for the next phase of our lives.
In the words of seven time super bowl champion Tom Brady. Sometimes in life, the biggest challenges end up being the best things that happen in your life. Do not shut the door on the challenges of past and embrace them and allow them to guide your future. Learn from your experiences and drive for improvement. These past years, I have witnessed greatness from the class of 25. Every one of us has shown excellence. Now we must cultivate our past experiences and drive to be the best versions of ourselves. Go Wildcats.
The allergies get bad in here, just so everybody knows ahead of time, so we'll do the best that we can with those. Thank you, Gabe. Excellent job. Very proud of you, kid. Next, we have our valedictorian, Miss Ashlyn Ritson. Ashlyn? You got it.
We did it. Every one of us worked to make it up on the stage today, and this is our chance to enjoy these last moments together as a class and celebrate each of our individual accomplishments. Some of you I know very well, and some of you I may have never spoken to before. Even so, these past 4 years have connected all of us in a unique way. We have walked the same halls, sat in the same classrooms, and been part of the same heartless race to beat the buses out of the parking lot. Today, our lives, which were previously closely intertwined, will begin to separate into different paths. Some of us will stay here in Sussex County, while others will end up across the country, maybe even across the world. Some of us will become doctors, teachers, and managers. No matter what happens, we will be able to look back on this day as the moment when all of our paths began to diverge, as we create lives for ourselves that aren't dictated by what our parents or teachers choose for us. Graduation is a time not just to celebrate, but to look towards the future. It wouldn't be realistic to say that we will all leave the school and immediately change the lives of everyone in the world. We do, however, have the chance to make an impact, even if it's only in small ways. Becoming a landscaper may not change the world, but it will make the neighborhood just a little bit nicer. An architect may not find the cure for cancer, but they can design the houses that one day become a family's home. A physical therapist may not end world hunger, but they play a vital role in helping countless people recover from injuries. Do not take this as an excuse to be lazy or settle for less than your full potential. Rather, take this as a reminder that each of our journeys will look different, but each and every one of us are capable of having an impact on our communities. Regardless of our future employment or position, we will soon become contributing members of society. And even if we cannot shape the lives of millions, maybe we can change just one. In hopes of finding useful advice for all of us tonight, I went around and asked a few staff members, if you could go back in time to when you were graduating and tell yourself one thing, what would it be? The answers included, don't follow a plan if you don't have a goal. You don't always have to be right to be happy. Today does not determine the rest of your life. Don't sell yourself short. Things that seem like big problems now will work themselves out in the future. And lastly, Taco Bell after midnight is never a good idea. Overall, the most common answer was to not take time for granted. I encourage you today to live for the moment, not just for the future. Play a board game with your family, take your sibling to a movie, sit in the parking lot with your friends and enjoy the simple act of being together. Take a few risks, ask that person out, go skydiving, because as somber as it is, nothing lasts forever, and you don't want to look back in 50 years and say that you regret not making the most of each stage in your life. Finally, I hope that you will use this day as a time to reflect. We all have memories in this building, both good and bad. We all made mistakes, but hopefully we learned from them. We each had at least 1 or 2 embarrassing moments, or 50, that's probably more accurate for me at least. We had a lot of fun though too. homecoming games, pep rallies, prom, painting parking spaces, and having carrots thrown at us at the lunch table. As I look out at everyone sitting here today, I see classmates, teammates, and friends. I'm incredibly grateful for all the time that we had together. In the words of Winnie the Pooh, how lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. As we are looking back and remembering our 4 years here at High Point, I believe that it is important to recognize the people who are with us throughout the journey. To my teachers, thank you for being encouraging and putting up with my many questions. To my friends, thank you for being there to support me through everything and never failing to make me laugh. To my siblings, I love both of you so much, and I know that you will do great things during your time at High Point. To my parents, thank you for motivating me to work hard and showing up to every one of my games, no matter how far. I can confidently say that without your love and support, I would not be standing here today. Most importantly, to God, thank you for giving me the strength to get up every morning and for loving me through every one of my mistakes. My hope is that my life is, first and foremost, a testimony of you. And finally, thank you to everyone in the audience who is still paying attention. I hope that you all have an amazing night and enjoy your final moments as High Point students.
Excellent job, Ashley. Congratulations again. Now we'd like to have our honorary alumnus address. Mr. James Cross is a 1983 graduate of the very own High Point Regional High School. Go Wildcats, as Gabe said. James went on to earn his degrees in engineering and applied math and settled in Boston. He has worked in large technology consultants, startups, and software companies all over the place. In his current role, he and his team work with leading automotive, aerospace, engineer companies in the area of modeling and simulation. Without further ado, Mr. James Cross.
Thank you, Mr. Talamy, and good evening, everyone. I'm James Cross, class of 1983, High Point. I'm really thrilled to be here with all of you tonight. It's my first time back in this auditorium since I graduated over 40 years ago. So very thrilling, seeing names I recognize. As said, graduates, this is a bittersweet moment. From here forward, you emerge as adults and you assume responsibility for your own lives. It is long awaited and exciting, but it's also melancholy that you will say goodbye to the people and place that's so familiar to you. Take comfort in knowing that High Point has prepared you well for your futures. I urge you to march forward with confidence and intention. My High Point experience paved the way for me to attend MIT, which set the course for my adult life, a technology-focused career, and settling in the Boston area where I've lived for over 30 years. Looking back, it's easy to identify some of those moments that helped set my path in motion. Encouraging inscriptions for math and science teachers all the way back in freshman year. This is going to date me, but participating in the school's first purchase of personal computers. And excitingly, having the opportunity to visit Random House Publishing in New York City with my teacher, Paul Lawrence, to pitch an educational software product that we developed together. You can see where Howard was on a track there. So I'm sure all of you seniors here tonight can recount experiences that were equally meaningful to you as you look forward to your futures. Hold on tight to these. I graduated from High Point with a sense of direction and some self-confidence, but questions like, what do you want to be? What's your passion? They were hard for me to answer at this age. It would be quite a while until I wrestled those questions to ground. So if any of you are feeling the same way, I want you not to worry. So I earned my engineering degree and then spent, wait for it, 6 long years in graduate school. Okay. But at long last, I decided to enter the working world 10 years after graduating High Point, if you can imagine. So some years into my first job, I serendipitously discovered a book in the company library and became entranced by the idea of hydrogen-based energy. completely eliminating the need for and global reliance on carbon fuels. Thinking now 25 years later, I think we're all living in that reality, so you can see why I would have been motivated by that. This idea was completely obsessing to me and ignited a passion for me, my first bona fide professional passion. Secured a job with a company doing R&D for the United States Department of Energy, was really excited and energized, and quickly started conceiving, selling, and delivering hydrogen projects in the commercial sector. A couple of years later, a few colleagues and I, with the support of investors, created a new company. Our mission, and it's an important word here, mission, was to develop hydrogen-based energy systems to mitigate global warming and address the climate crisis. We were all collectively driven by a very strong sense of purpose. Over the next 10 years, another 10-year segment of my life, developed some of the world's most advanced hydrogen technologies and products. It was a thrilling and rewarding experience, all fueled by personal passion and purpose. I left the company to pursue other interests in 2011, which is quite a while back, but I'm happy to report that the company endures today. So what's the lesson in that short story of that chapter of my life? It's very simple. You can achieve amazing things when you find passion and purpose. And as Ashlyn well said, it can be big or small, and it will be personally meaningful to you. I sometimes reflect on how many years I spent as a student versus the time I spent building a company. I'm deeply grateful for the foundations and forces, including and starting with my education and the encouragement I received here at High Point that helped me lead me to this discovery of a passion and the exciting experiences that followed. I hope for all of you that you will find passion and purpose in your lives, not just professionally, but personally as well. Persevere and have faith. It can take a while. Introspect. Keep learning. Consult your mentors. Maybe peruse the library. It worked for me. When you find it, your life will take on new meaning, and you will experience a level of motivation and self-fulfillment that you never experienced before. High Point gave all of us a very strong foundation, sort of like the pedestal of our namesake monument, from which the obelisk rises and inspires us to pursue our passions and purpose. High Point is a home we all share. All of you graduates go forth as ambassadors. Be proud. But now, my advice to you is this: get some distance. Start your quest. Carve out your own path. And then, come back here and tell us your story. Okay. So a hearty congratulations to all the graduates tonight, and welcome to the Alumni Club. Nothing nurtures talent and supports High Point's mission like encouragement. So I want to extend on behalf of the class a thank you to all of you in this community, parents, family, friends, and neighbors, teachers, coaches, counselors, administrators, staff, and volunteers for helping encourage and support all of these graduating seniors in their climb up to this threshold and this moment. Thank you and congratulations to all of you on a job well done. So here, in closing, at the top of our state, do not forget, the top of our state, I am honored and proud to share in this celebration with you in this esteemed and extraordinary den of Wildcats. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cross. Appreciate those words. We'd now like to have a musical selection and also our alma mater by the Chamber Singers and Concert Choir. Come on back up. Give him a chance to set up with Mr. Carty. Mr. Carty is also retiring, so I'm going to embarrass her for a second while we're setting up. So can we get a round of applause for Mama Riccardi? Sorry, Mrs. Riccardi.
traveled all this way to find you never left your home behind. Home is a place in your heart. Every journey leads you back to where you start.
Excellent job to our concert choir, Mr. Riccardi, and also Mrs. Martin. Can you give a big round of applause again? And I'd like to invite up Mr. Wayne Dunn, President of our Board of Education. Mr. Dunn?
Thank you, Mr. Tommy. Good evening, everyone. I'd first like to extend a warm welcome to the parents, family, and friends of our distinguished graduates. A very gracious welcome to High Point's dedicated faculty and staff. Welcome to our superintendent, administration, and my fellow board members that are here with me tonight. And of course, a very fond welcome to our honored graduates of the High Point Regional Class of 2025. So every year I get this special opportunity to address graduating seniors because, well, let's face it, there are a few people that really want to be a Board of Ed member and fewer still who want to come in front of a crowd and maybe even embarrass themselves. But honestly, I struggle every year to find meaningful things to say to our young adults that, one, are worth saying to them, and two, are unique or even stark enough that they'll be remembered longer than an hour or two after the ceremony. So inspiration, I've found, is always there if you just look close enough, and the world's never let me down. So I'm going to start off by quoting a few lines from a song that I heard for the first time in a long time this past week. Bonus points to anyone under 50 that knows the song. Wouldn't it be nice if we were older? Then we wouldn't have to wait too long. And wouldn't it be nice to live together in the kind of world where we belong? Those were the immortal words of Brian Wilson, founding member of the Beach Boys, from the song, surprise, surprise, Wouldn't It Be Nice, that came out in 1966, nearly 60 years ago. I don't know how many of you paid close attention in history class, but a whole lot of stuff happened in the 1960s. I personally only caught the last few months of that decade, but you've probably heard of some of the bigger ones like Martin Luther King Jr.'s March on Washington, the Beatles, the Civil Rights Act, the Vietnam War, the Apollo 11 moon landing, and Woodstock, just to name a few, and I'm leaving a lot out for the sake of brevity and decorum. In the midst of all of that stuff, out came that simple song that captured in rather few words the innocence of youth, but yet also a yearning for maturity and the frustration of having to wait for it. Therein too were found suggestions of individual freedom, yet also expressed while peacefully coexisting with others and doing so with purpose, the purpose of belonging. One might go so far as to say the words of that song tried to offer hope in a time of chaos and instability. Sure, some of you might say, how'd you get that from that? Isn't it really just a love song? I kind of feel there's more to it, and I feel maybe it has parallels to so much of what our graduating seniors in the year 2025 might be feeling and experiencing in the world today, in the country as a whole, and perhaps even in this very room tonight. Keen observers of current events see some critical historical repetition queuing up, and it concerns us. Much like the youth in the 60s, you're all coming to age surrounded by increasing levels of political tension and division that are working to force you to choose one side or another. Like then, you're all having to adjust to rapid technological changes affecting how you live, how you communicate, and how you express yourselves. Like then, you could be among those that were drawn to protest against inequality and demand social reform, while still others could be among those called upon to keep peace ensure the rule of law, and further our country's interests in uniform. Now, we all know that in the 1960s, it was the young people that ended up being the single strongest driving force for change. Sadly, there were also many young people from that decade who ended up sacrificing everything for causes they didn't always understand. To be crystal clear, none of us ever wants that part of history repeated. But we do want, and very much need, all of you to be engaged, involved, and become keen observers too. So here's the part of my speech where I offer some straight up advice, because I can. Take it or leave it, but I offer them to you anyway. Vision cannot be achieved through division. Do not be convinced by anyone that it has to be us versus them. There is only we, and in an even broader sense, we are all humans spinning around on this same planet together. Be very wary of groupthink, a term that ironically enough came about through the studying of failures of the 1960s. You can search that term yourselves, but basically groupthink means going along with the masses just because you feel pressure to fit in, even if your gut says something's wrong. Stand by your own convictions and principles. You might stand alone, but you'll be in good company. Deny ignorance the conditions it needs to thrive. Ignorance in the simplest terms is the absence of knowledge. Just through your achievements you've all made to get here tonight, you've already taken many steps in the right direction. Don't stop there. Whether you're continuing into higher education or entering a career or service, commit yourselves to lifelong learning. You need it, we need it, and the world needs it. Finally, time is always of the essence. It's okay to step back, relax, and celebrate after hard work is done, but don't become complacent. Check your progress every so often. Ask yourself, have I furthered myself in the last month, the last year? Unless you're very special, you're like the rest of us who don't know how long we've got to do whatever we've been called to do before we can't do it any longer. Which sort of brings me around to where I began. Maybe some of you knew already, but Brian Wilson, who wrote that song that I quoted earlier, sadly became a permanent member of the Dead Poets Society last Wednesday. If anybody happens to remember the film by that same name from the late 80s, you might recall a phrase that Robin Williams repeated, and I'm going to leave you off with it. That line comes from another dead poet who lived through the 60s too, but this one, Robert Herrick, lived through the 1660s rather than the 1960s, so his words are timeless, and his famous poem begins, "Gather ye rosebuds while ye may. Gather ye rosebuds while ye may." Ask Google ChatGPT to find out what that means, and then I sincerely hope you all choose to live by it. So I truly wish you all success and happiness wherever you end up, and may I offer one final heartfelt congratulations to the High Point Regional High School class of 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dunn. Okay, so I just want to say to our seniors, you're awesome. Like we've been rehearsing, you're doing a great job. We're almost there, I promise you. Doing a great job. Okay, again, little allergies, but here we go. Good evening, welcome to our class of 2025 graduation. As we started before, special thank you to some of our Board of Education members who are sitting here amongst the class, to our superintendent, Dr. Ripley, fellow administrators, faculty members that walked through before, many honored guests, and most importantly, the class of 2025, you ladies and gents, and your family and friends. Can we get a round of applause for them? As a culminating activity, really is truly a team effort. And as you know, and you may have heard the thunderstorms and rain outside, we literally do 2 rehearsals, 2 scenes, 2 locations at all times. So without our assistance from Mrs. Brummel, my administrative assistants, our maintenance and ground staff, this would not all be possible. So we got to get a huge shout out to them. Thank you to our IT crew. Mr. Perry's been running around, Mr. Lebanski on our live stream, Mr. Yardley as well, as they make sure we have an endless amount of streams so everybody can see that. Congratulations to our parents, our grandparents, our aunts, uncles, and all our family members that are here this evening, today, or watching on live stream from wherever you may be. We are here to celebrate you, the class of 2025. Seniors, can we get a shout out and a clap for our parents who are sitting here as well for us? Don't forget to thank your parents. We tell it all the time, right? As we started this evening, you saw our faculty and staff walk through. I'd like to bring special attention. We already gave a shout out to Mr. Zaccardi, but we have some retiring staff, Mrs. Strout, Mr. Cardi, Ms. Mancuso, and Mr. McGrath. We wish you nothing but the best of luck in your next chapter. We are truly going to miss you, and let's give a huge shout out and thank you for them. Kudos to our amazing staff, another outstanding graduating class. Your influence as they walk through and some of that you're sitting here right now this evening truly has been remarkable. Throughout this journey, you have consistently demonstrated your heart, kindness, compassion, and unwavering dedication. It's a privilege to walk alongside you every single day. Class of 2025, find just the right words to use when offering a graduation speech, as many of us have said, is often very difficult. I have looked forward to this message I wanted to share with you tonight, and I know at this point, most of you just want to get your diplomas and are like, okay, Mr. T, get on with it already. And I appreciate that, and I love you for it. There is an old school 90s movie called The Matrix that I enjoyed watching. I know it's hard to believe that I'm that old, but believe it for a second. As Morpheus says to Neo in the movie, for those of you who have seen it, there is a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. Nearly 30 years ago, after sitting in these same seats that you are sitting in now, I realized that knowing the path and walking the path are 2 very different things. Some of you are sitting here, as we talked before, and you know exactly what your path is and where you want to take it to. And some of you are sitting here with absolutely no idea what you want to do next and what your path will be. And both are completely okay. I know I have failed more times than I have succeeded in life, fallen over and over again, but trying to get up and keep getting up, and I hope that that is what you do as well. Your path will continue to change, I promise, and I guarantee it, even when you have it figured out. And when one door closes, another door will open up. They are just very hard to see sometimes. Ellen DeGeneres says, follow your passion. Stay true to yourself. Never, ever follow someone else's path. Unless, of course, you're in the woods and you lost and you see a path, then for sure, by all means, follow that one. Your success will often be the result of good communication skills, kindness, compassion, treating others with respect, and overall, just being a great human being. All characteristics that we hoped that you have honed during your time here at High Point Regional High School. We have seen the class of 2025 grow so much over the past year. We have seen you lean on each other, we have seen you laugh with each other, and even cry with each other. And we have had some fun along the way. Dancing the night away at the senior formal, many field trips and the baseball trip, too many Golden Corral stories to mention, literally rocking the boat on the dinner cruise, for those that were there, literally rocking the boat, celebrating you in the courtyard several times this year, the upside-down roller coasters at Great Adventure Senior Night. As I mentioned to many of you at the scholarship dinner, the true joy lies in the journey, but it's up to you to slow down and embrace it along the way. In closing, as Ralph Waldo Emerson says, the only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. As you find and explore your past, don't ever, ever let somebody else define who that person is. Class of 2025, I love you, I'm so proud of you, and may God bless you. I now would like to invite up to the podium our superintendent, Dr. Scott Ripley.
Good evening. So I wrote a few pages here of eloquent, poetic speech that you're all thinking, God, I hope he's short. And so as I sit here thinking to myself, my eloquence, about which I may be so proud, is certainly not necessary for me to express at this moment. So I'm going to withhold those words and speak from my heart briefly. I have watched many of you grow up from my own children, their first day of school at the Lawrence School, and it's an emotional time. And I want to speak to you and say things to all of you that I wish someone had said to me when I was your age. You are worthy. You are precious. No matter what life has done to you up to this point and what it comes and what it brings, you are important and you are mighty. And whether you feel loved or whether you feel accepted or whether you feel as though you're a part of something, you matter. You are loved and you can be anything you want no matter what words have ever been spoken over you. When my son was born, when he was a baby, I used to say to people, here's my perfect son. And people would get mad at me and say, oh, how dare you say that? And I said to them, had somebody spoken those words over me when I was his age, maybe my life would have been a little less challenging. Let me speak those words over each one of you. You are perfect. And listen to those words and don't let anybody say it differently because it matters. And so we send you forth, not as finished, not as an ending, but as emerging giants. Accept your personal beauty, which is formed, though not yet perfected, because you are immensely and eternally loved. Never allow this world to ever deceive you. You are more precious than you can ever imagine. Be abundantly blessed as you have blessed all of those present tonight. You will be remembered. You will be missed. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Ripley. Now for the moment of truth. We're going to begin the presentation of our diplomas. Our graduates are going to come, logistically so you know, we'll come to the center of the podium and then walk back down the aisle. So if you're looking for that shot, and the photographers will be there as well. So first I'd like to invite up Mrs. Sarno.
Ready? In the front? In the front. Yeah. They're going to come from this. Yep, I'm good. Wait. You let me know when you're ready. We got this. We got this. They're going to hug around. Ready? Ashlyn Nevaeh Ritson. Gabriel Reinstein. Anthony A. Abramo. Patrick Ademkowitz. Kayla Marie Aguilar Pinos. Ariel Ann Anderson. Freya A. Anthony. Kellen Robert Bakos. Kadiatu Bangora. Anthony A. Barbagallo. Sebastian Nicholas Barkan. David Barreto. Nico Paul Bassani. Elias Berger. Tucker Ian Berry. Keith Lessing. Ashley Lynn Baffa. Isabella Barino. Arwa Amira Busaid. Kaylee Elizabeth Brands. Sean Michael Malik Brown.
Sophia Rose Fiorentino. Frederick P. Ogrins. Kayla G. Brunner. Grace Lynn Birch. Bryn Nicole Byers. Jaden Angelo Callie. Alexa Reagan Carroll. Leo L. Castillo. Joseph Daniel Clark. Nicholas M. Clayton. Emily Cooper. Caleb Corrigan Valeshin. Aiden P. Coyle. Madeline Kroll. Cody J. DiCarlo. Elizabeth Dietz. Jacob Kevin Dipple. Evan Dong. Aiden Dugan. John L. Elko. Aiden Ellis. Eden Victoria English.
Jason Faber. Samuel Nathan Falis. Isabel Octavia Fancera. Paige Elizabeth Farber. Bodie Gaffney. Isabella Garrett Sousa. Alyssa Caitlin Green. Kayla Rose Grisbeck. Jaden Guzman. Hyatt Hatsinas. Elizabeth Marie Hickey. Jesse Thomas Hulbig. Brody Huffman. Micah Joseph Infield. Maria Ann Inglima. Ryan Jake. Colton Joust. Killian Kaminsky. George J. Coffer.
Jaden Kim. Thomas V. Krawick. Martina Antonella Lacatena. Brislin Lagunas. Carter J. Lambert. Kara Langenbeck. Brandon Arturo Levine. Kira L. Lewis. Sean Francis Licata. Kyle A. Linfoot. Kaylin Paige Link. Kaylee May Little. Julia L. Longcore. Kyle E. Lubansky. Caitlin Daphne Mahan. Madison G. Mahauchik. Dennis V. Mangone. Alex K. Mann. Nicholas J. Morangi. Dylan M. Masters. Amelia Rose Maddie.
Aaliyah Grace McCormick. Donna Elizabeth Magunin. Cheyenne R. McMickle. Galena M. Mishak. Austin M. Mitchell. Michael Mohammed. Adiel Jordan Morales. Xavier Morales. Owen L. Morgan. Kyle Robert Morcell. Julia Anna Moskal. Lily Shay Murphy. Daniel F. Musilli. Joseph Nonamaker. Avery R. Olinger. Savannah Liz Oquendo. Crystal L. Out. Kai Lee Owens. Casey Palma. Anthony Lewis Perez. Sarah Joycelyn Poggi.
Isabella R. Portante. Emily P. Pritchard. Rebecca Quiros. Jason Rajan. Tyler J. Ransom. Noah Riley. Ryan Shane Rieger. Sarah Ann Ripley. Rebecca Jean Ripley. Hannah Diane Ripley. Carolyn Roberts. Ava Ray Robinson. Chloe D. Rome. Madison Elizabeth Salerno. Adira Zawadi Sampson. Eliana Savopoulos. Logan S. Skirbo. Ross Robert Andrew Schaefer. Nicole Shell. Angus Peter Philip Schmidt. William Thomas Schreiber.
Alec Charles Bailey Sikelski. Ethan David Selby. Penelope Jolene Snyder. Alexander Sunvico. Brenna Mary Sopov. Taylor N. Southard. Philip Spagnola. Zachary Michael Sprung. Carmela Alzeja Santa Teresa. Cadence Diane Strell. Trinity Lexis Strick. Gianna Grace Suarez. Alora Gianna Swords. Sarah Elizabeth Terwilliger. Michael Anthony Tadona. Danae Nicole Trudgeon.
Adriana E. Vages. William Van Puttenvink III. Neville Vaughn. Gabriella N. Veely. Juliana Charlotte Veldrin. Curly Valentina Villaba Navarez. Aiden J. Vomero. Liam Wanamaker. Donald Owen Weiss. Eric Wiley. Malachi Woolery. Sarah Rose Wynn. Logan V. Zeller. Kiana N. Zill Osborne. Mackenzie Zimmerman. Joseph Michael Zinni.
This is the best part, the pictures. Okay, to all of our parents and guardians, real quick before I give the oath and we're going to wrap up. Logistically, once the graduates leave here, they're going to recess out, back to the Wildcat, back to the end, and then out those doors, and then down the 200 hallway so they can get their actual diplomas. And then you can wait for them in that courtyard area outside if it's not raining. The cafeteria is open, anywhere you'd like to be for pictures. Just want to give you an idea. There's 4 exits here if you wanted to exit right outside, these 2 doors here. If you want to exit into the building, it's these 2 doors over here, okay? By virtue of the power invested in me by the Board of Education as principal of High Point Regional High School, I certify that the graduates receiving diplomas here today have successfully completed their graduation requirements as stipulated by High Point Regional High School and the New Jersey State Board of Education. Class of 25, let's please rise forward to our tassels. Tassels, flip them. Congratulations. Yeah, Patrick. Cue the music. Find your caps and tassels.